Oh, last station, I'm home. Could you quit with the creepy smile of yours? Well, I felt something shining on me, like I felt I was back home. Noir, do you remember anything? Does this place spark a light in you? No, nothing at all. This place was close to the dungeon, so I figured you were from here. You said you lost your memory, but are you okay? Well, not that great, really. I know, let's bang our heads. I'll try on a pillow, you try a wall. What? Why do I have to do that? Wait, why the pillow for you? See, I'm really delicate, and you seem hard-headed, so I figured... Figured what? Oh, here, let me cover your face with a pillow instead. Oh, come on now, Noir. I'm just joking. Your eyes, they're scary. So, stripes or plain, I'll at least let you choose your demise design. We're not simulating a murder scene here. Help me, Iffy, Compa. Oh, Nep is already friends with Noir. Speaking of pillows, I'm getting a bit tired and hungry. I know, let's have dinner for Noir. We can have a pillow fight afterwards. Pillow fight aside, dinner sounds good, let's go. I'm back. I beat up that monster real good. Really? That's great. Now I don't have to worry about the supplies. I guess our first assignment in Last Station was a success. It is like you got someone new there. Who is she? She's Noir. She was hurt and lost her memory, so we brought her with us. Is that so? Wait, I've seen her before. Could it be Lady Blackheart? Noir, Lady Blackheart? What? News at 10, the girl who lost her memory was actually the CPU. No, wait, what are you talking about? I like cosplay and I totally love Lady Blackheart, so it's just getting worse. Is that it? No wonder you were wearing clothes just like Lady Blackheart. You had me fooled there. I seriously thought you were the lady in person. Too bad. If Noir was the CPU, I'm sure Xian's wishes would be heard. Oh, you, Noir, causing all this ruckus. That was close. But you cosplaying all the time like a goddess is well kind of creepy. What? Don't call me creepy. I can't help it. I have my reasons. Now, you two. This isn't the place to argue. Xian, we're going to be leaving now, but is there anything else? So soon? Let me at least treat you all to some good eating. So delicious. Xian, that burger is jaw-dropping. What is she, Ramlafal? The soup is so tasty. I feel all warm inside. It's my mother's pride menu. Happy to know you're all enjoying it. It's really lavish. But are you sure I can join as well? Just dig in and enjoy. After all, food tastes better with more people. Yeah, enjoy it. Oh, but it doesn't come with a pillow fight, though. That's Neptune's fault. Well, I wanted to do anything with her. Sure, whatever you say, I understand. Bleh, who added these eggplants? They deserve to die. Nep, you don't like eggplants? Don't like, more like hate. How can you eat those purple husks, Compa? I know, food can sometimes help jog memories, right? Let's have Noir eat it. What? Nep, you're not a smart kid. Stop being picky and eat. What are you saying, Iffy? Forcing food can sometimes be dangerous. If my delicate body ate these... Oh, the horrors, the horrors! Well, you shouldn't be giving them to others then. Now just eat. Iffy, stop. Hey, maybe your food would jog your memory too. Iffy, please stop. I hope we're not being too loud here. Not at all. It's just I've never had such a lively dinner before, so... Is that so? Well, you're going to be with us, so it won't be your last. About that, could I help you with anything? Noir, help us? Ah, so is Noir going to fight with us too? Yeah, I'm pretty strong, so I could help everyone out a bit. Okay, we'll be happy too, if you could help us. Getting a bit tired of holding off the randomness these two generate. I kinda know what you mean. Noir has been added, and on that note, welcome back to part 6 of Neptunia Reverse. We now have a party of 4 officially, and we're going to be set out for one more job from Xian. Can you use my weapon I'm going to be exhibiting at the Technology Expo? What? Is that a festival thingy? The expo is held in Last Station, with companies showcasing their tech. There's also a tournament where the winner will get a trophy from the CPU. A trophy? What an achievement! So we can take Avenue down with a trophy? No, we'll go for the win and meet the lady to tell her what's going on. I see, so that's why you're going to participate. Right, that's why I need you to test my weapon I'm going to exhibit. Easy peasy, but what do you need us to do? Just use this weapon and give me feedback. Is that it? Sounds simple enough. We can do this with other quests too. Well then, how about doing some work for Avenir? What? They're the bad guys! No way. No, how am I gonna work for them? Wait, that's a great idea. What do you mean, Iffy? Avenir must have had problems getting materials like Xian too. So depending on the work, we may find out what they're going to exhibit. And I'll use it to find out what the Basilicom knows of Avenir. Still, it doesn't feel right. Well, I don't like Avenir either, but it's good to know what we're up against. Let's bear with it, Nep Nep. Well, if you say so, Compa. Sure, just ignore me. You have it tough. And we get a new weapon as well for Neptune, which I almost guarantee you, regardless of what version of Nep you're playing, you're gonna have a better sword than this one. This is kind of rough. I'm gonna use it for the next dungeon because, you know, for the sake of, like, plot consistency, I'll use it. But my goodness, is it not great. It's better than, like, your default weapon, but there's no way you're gonna have just a default weapon still by now. But at this point in the game, if you're playing in Rebirth 1, you now have your 4th party member, which is why this tutorial pops up now talking about Lily ranks and having people in the assist mode. Because where in the original and Rebirth 1, there you could only have a party of 3, where you have a 4th member now, someone had to be benched. And for me, it was Compa usually that I would bench. Just because, like I said, Compa's like a very weak member and she's only really good for basic healing, but you can get healing items that I feel are just more helpful. You also have now got your EXE drive up to level 2, and the reason for this is because Noir's default EX finish is a level 2, meaning you have to fill up 2 whole bars instead of just 1 before you can use that EX finish with Noir. I do a little cut there of me rearranging equipment, but look, this is the stats on the test model, as in it's not as good, and because it's not a great sword, the range how wide the target is for physical attacks isn't as good either. But for the sake of, I guess, following the story, I decide that for the next dungeon I'll use it, and then when I give it up I'll swap back to my main greatsword. But you have to pay attention to that. When the weapon is taken away, Nep will default back to her basic wooden sword. So don't forget about it. We've also got the Autumn Fields there because we did Westwind Valley, but we'll be doing that at the end of Chapter 2, as I've said before. Which will mean that we're slightly under-leveled for this, because they kind of expect you to do the optional dungeons as you go. But I feel like doing the plot breaks like this is just a better way to do it, so we will go to Autumn Fields once Chapter 2 is finished. I should be able to hide my identity with this. I've never really tried glasses on before, but I think I can handle it. I don't get why they say eyeglasses. It's fucking apparent. Is it a British thing that we just say glasses, an American thing that they say eyeglasses? Because I just like, yeah, where else are they gonna go? Like, you know what I mean? Oh right, let's just show this to Neptune. Wait, why am I getting cozy with her? This isn't good for me, getting friendly with Neptune. Noir, let's go eat pudding. What? Whoops, did I surprise you? Sorry. You didn't hear what I was saying, right? Huh? What do you mean? Oh no, never mind. I was just mumbling something embarrassing to myself. Oh, now I want to know. What kind of embarrassing thing could Noir have been saying? Maybe she was singing a song she made. Wow, that would be embarrassing. What are you saying? Who would do such a stupid thing like that? Anyway, you came here for something else, right? Oh yeah, here you go. What's this? Pudding! It's really good! Well, yes, it's obvious, but I got pudding from Xian, so I wanted to eat it with you. No, why don't you go eat it by yourself? I want to eat it with Noire. Come on! I'm just not nice enough to spend my precious time to be with you. I'll say it again, eat the pudding by yourself. I'm stepping out. Huh? Where are you going, Noir? I'm just going out for a stroll. I want to be alone. Why are you following me? I thought I said I wanted to be alone. It's dangerous to go alone. Take Nep. For what? Hey girls, as friendly as usual, eh? Don't make too much noise now, you hear? See, Neptune, we were being scolded because of you. So sorry to have Noir make so much noise, Xian. Who, me? Speaking of, Xian, what are you doing out at this hour? I was having a meeting with the other factories in prep for the expo. There's a lot of skilled craftsmen working at the local factories to help. The plan is simple, make a great item to meet Lady Blackheart. I even got some people who lost their jobs come out to help us. It's going to be a full-on battle then. There are a lot of skilled craftsmen working on the local factories to help. That said, I'm counting on you folks. I'm expecting only the best. You can count on us. Isn't that right, Noir?
Though it is quite unfortunate, let's start working for Avenir.
Please don't say that out loud.
Nep doesn't really have a zipper for her mouth.
Sorry for the wait. It took a while to get ready. Huh? Noir, what's with the eyeglasses?
Oh, you mean these?
I bet you are enamored with yourself with those eyeglasses on.
Of course not! Who would do such a shameful thing?
Okay, stop it right there. You can continue after our work is done. Let's go.
Nice to meet you. We've been waiting. So you're the folks who will be handling our orders?
Yes, and you're our client, Ganache?
Yes. My name is Ganache, and I work at the Avenir Company. This here is our representative, President Sunjin.
So, these two are Avenir's top officials.
It's rare to get work from your ranks, or is it we're just that important?
You're such a joker.
Stop the unnecessary prattle here. I don't have time to spare.
Oh my, I'm so sorry. Very well then, here is what I would like to order from you.
Let's hear it.
We are planning to construct a new plant around the area here, but we are having problems with a certain monster around the area.
I see. So you need us to exterminate the monster?
Exactly. We will be inspecting the area, so we need it cleared out.
As long as the place is cleared, I could care less what you all do.
Is that it? That's a lot easier than I thought. I was thinking we were gonna have to do office work and stuff.
I'm glad too, since I'm not very good with detailed work.
Yeah, you don't seem good with that, Compa.
I used to work placing belladonnas on food, but I was even bad with that.
Yep, I can relate. Wait a sec. What kind of job is that?
For the record, belladonnas are lethal. Those were probably edible orchids.
Now, let's get this done, shall we? Please take care of this quick. Sir President, about that black-haired girl.
Did you notice too?
Yes, for being a cosplay, she looked very similar.
She has been missing for the past few days, right?
Yes, so it is quite possible that it is her. What shall we do?
Nothing. We can't do anything without positive proof, but be sure you keep watch of her.
You know, now that I think about it, it's kind of weird that Nep 1, Nep 3, and Nep 4, at one point in each of their stories, has a generic business head bad guy that's all money and nothing else. And it's like, because like Avenir are the one of this game. If you remember V2R, I think it was Blan's story, where it was like not so sussily EA man that was like the villain. It's like the third game also has its own like business styled bad guy, and it's like there seems to be a theme with this, that business heads are villains, which I suppose is fitting considering that this franchise is always a giant nod to the video game industry. So business heads are usually the bad guy because they're all money and no sense. And when you first enter here, we're going to be introduced to basically a tutorial fight to introduce Noir, which don't get used to. They don't do it for every new character. It's just because this is the first time that you're going to have 4 party members. So if you're playing any version that isn't this version, you're only going to have a party of 3, so you're going to have to bench someone. So it's teaching you to use assists, or encouraging you to use assists. Nep, a normal person can't transform like that. Random as usual. That was surprised me. I thought for a second she found out who I am. Well, a bet is a bet. I won't let you go easily. Nep gets so serious when pudding is on the line. So this is literally just going to be a tutorial fight, but with Noir. Noir does play very similar to Neptune, and it's not a case of running out of ideas or whatnot. It's deliberate to show that these two are actually closer in combat styles than they let on. It's an ongoing joke throughout the series that Noir genuinely has a lot of time and heart for Nep. Like, she genuinely enjoys her company. Whether she has a crush on her is something that people debate. I think she does, and there's a lot of dialogue, especially in the 4th game that I showcased at the time, that really helps imply that. But the point is that she has a lot of time for her because they know, Noir knows that they are in actuality very similar, especially in their combat style. They just use slightly different swords, and Noir is slightly more professional with her style, whilst Nep is a lot looser with her style.
Let's get this over with.
And so they have that be reflected in gameplay as well, that Noir is a slightly less damage dealing but slightly quicker version of Nep, and whilst Nep is the other way around version of Noir. Like, they trade off each other. Both characters earn a skill that boosts their own strength. To give an example, both of them, their first special is a multi-hit attack instead of a single strike. So there's Noir's strength-based one, and then there's Nep's strength-based one. That's what I mean, like, they're deliberately similar in how they play. When you're playing with, if you're playing the original or Rebirth 1, however, because of how similar they are, having both of them in the party will start to feel slightly redundant. I will keep both of them in the party where it's on reverse because I can do that now. But when I'm playing through the original or Rebirth 1, the 3 goddesses I choose is the other 3 and not Noir. I usually go with Nep, Blanc and Vert, and they're my main 3. And so I'll showcase why they're my main 3 as and when we get them and meet them and yada yada. But it's just that Noir, it's either you swap out Nep and keep Noir, or you swap out Noir and keep Nep. And for me personally, I prefer damage over speed, and so I end up going with Nep more often than not. This is something that did get altered slightly as the series went on, but in Nep 1 and Nep 2, because of just how Nep 2 is, gameplay-wise they are extremely similar. It's only late game that you start getting more exclusive skills that make them more noticeably different. But with the 3rd and 4th game, they did a lot more to keep like the primitives similar, so you could still get the memo of what they were trying to do with it, but at the same time, give Noir a lot more unique skills to make her more viable. It's why I kept her in the party so much in Net V2R at the time, because she was a lot more viable. But speaking of viability, at level 15, Nep starts opening up with skills, because she gets Mega D-Drive, which is a great power combo skill, and she gets a new special critical edge, which is, then as the name implies, got a really good crit chance on it. Okay, stop it. You both dealt the final blow at once, so it's a tie, okay? No way! That's right, no way I could ever be even with Neptune. Oh, you two are so stubborn! Yikes. If the ref says it's a tie, it's a tie. If you don't like it, me and Iffy would take the puddings away. Please, no! Well then, you have to be friends. And listen, there you go. Also, look at Compass health, she barely survived that. And I was like, do I waste healing items, or do I just leave the dungeon and re-enter it, giving up the EXE bar that I built up? So I eventually just choose the latter, as we go back into the Lad Sanctuary. I know that's not how it's pronounced, I know it's Felad, but it's just every time I read it, I'm like, the Lad Sanctuary. But we've got a plentiful selection of new enemies here, including the first turrets, which is so blatantly Tetris box or Tetraminos, but still. Oh, and I end up going the wrong way. I do that often in these field dungeons. I think I did the exact same thing in V2R. Like these kind of field dungeons, I just don't find that interesting for the most part. I find them to be kind of some of the weaker areas of the game. And there is a criticism I'm going to have, because it's the first game, a lot of very creative and unique dungeon designs that were in the later games, well, clearly weren't in this one. Like, there are a couple designs that were brought in from Rebirth 1 that they could justify, but the beach aesthetic, or the beach dungeon, which to be fair, vanished after Net 2, isn't in this game because it's floating islands, because there's no way they're going to be able to do a beach-themed dungeon, because there isn't a beach of everything floating. And in fact, the beach environments are nice in Net 2. It's why, like, as much as I want a 5th game, I would be more than happy accepting Reverse 2 and Reverse 3, which, like I've said before, is almost definitely happening. This was like to celebrate the 10th anniversary in Net 1. I think Reverse 2, assuming they don't just jump on it super quick, because if I'm honest, this game screams at me as it didn't take long to put together, because they just borrowed everything from Rebirth 1 Plus, aka the Steam version of the game, added some better reflections. Like, I don't think it's actually got, oh, what's it called? The light thing. It'll come back to me, but the fancy thing that's on next gen that they keep on advertising, where it's like lights will reflect off the environment more naturally, but it like cuts the frame rate in half. But you know what I mean. Like, the name wasn't coming to me, but yeah, that where they have like the more realistic reflections because it's computer generated instead of actually done by hand and whatnot. I don't think this game has that, but they have definitely upped the quality of the reflections on everything, and it shows by the fact that in almost every single environment that in this game, they've suddenly added puddles everywhere to kind of showcase that. It'll come back to me probably as soon as I finish the recording, and I'll be like, God damn it, it was this. Oh, and the fishing mini game. Oh, and getting Nep's actress in to voice the tutorials. But as a whole, everything else is just Rebirth 1, but unlocked. Like having a party of 4, like having every single extra character at once with the arranged mode.
It looks like it's a large-sized monster.
Anything else?
Nothing. That was pretty much all that the documents had in them.
Not saying anything bad to you, but that's quite lacking in information.
Well, we can ask someone when we need more information.
Not like there's someone who would know this kind of information, you know.
My, to see known faces here.
Who are you?
My name, you ask? Yes, of course. You can call me Mages.
Mages.
That's Mages, with a period.
I don't think that makes verbal sense. Well, okay. Mages it is.
You said something similar the last time, too.
Huh? Wait, are you someone I know?
This is great, Nep. You finally met someone who knows you.
From the way it sounds, it looks like Neptune lost her memory.
Exactly! Wow, how'd you know?
With my expertise, I can extract the truth from mere words. Unfortunately, though, I may not be of much help to you.
What do you mean?
To put it simple, I came from another dimension. As such, the Neptune that I know is not the Neptune in front of me.
What do you mean? I'm starting to get confused.
So, mages came from another world and not here, right?
I see. As sharp as usual, IF.
Aside from you knowing Nep, I want to ask you something. We're looking for a certain monster here, but do you know anything?
I do, but it is in exchange for other information.
Okay, but I don't have info on how you can return to your dimension.
No, not that. I want to know where I can buy duck pee.
Ew, that sounds... ugh. Kampa, do you know what it is?
I've never heard it before. Nep?
You're asking someone who lost her memory? How about you, Noir? First time for me, too. What is this duck pee?
No one knows what duck pee is? The drink of the chosen? Duck tear popper?
Nope.
Hello? The organization has removed existence of duck pee here. I can't give up now. There must be traces of duck pee remaining. You continue the search there. I bid you luck. Lux teneve imag no tamasisum. I can't believe duck pee does not exist here as well.
I don't know who you were speaking to, but can you answer our question next?
Yes, I suppose. What would you like to know?
Do you know the whereabouts of any large-sized monster here?
Is that it? I actually saw one just a while ago.
Really?
It is easily identifiable, with its visual difference from the others.
Thank you. That helps a lot.
I assume you will now be hunting the monster down? I would like to help, but I have an urgent matter to attend to.
Don't worry. We're fine with just the information.
I see. I bid you farewell, then.
It looks like the target is near. Let's hurry before it gets away.
I adore Magus' design. Like, that random little scene where you bump into Magus, that's another character that, and it's what she was talking about, says, I'm from another universe, where she talked about where she's from another universe sort of thing. She's from Hyperdimension, she's from the canon universe, but she's just ended up here in Super Dimension for some reason or another. And she's after Doc P, which is a not so subtle reference to a lot of things from Mages, to be fair. The company Mages is in. But yeah, we've just picked up from an enemy a processor piece. We picked up cardboard. You can get an actual full cardboard suit if you want, and there's actually merits to doing it. It's very defensive. But I like that, like, the enemies in this area, though. Even though there's a couple of them that I'm like the pipe there, I'm like, shouldn't that have been in, like, Louis, then, you know, the place based on Nintendo? Why is it here in the PlayStation land? Which, to be fair, that's also another point. You'll notice it a bit in this, and you already might have noticed it already in Planetune when we went to Virtua Forest, and Virtua Fighter is a Sega property. But every now and then you'll get a dungeon that is a more blunt reference to the country that it's based on. Like, we will get PlayStation first-party references in Last Station. We will get Xbox references in Leanbox. We will get Nintendo references in Louis. It's just not as, like, severe, I think is a better way of putting it, as it will be in later games where they get a lot more comfortable with it. But as you saw there, we picked up our second strength booster, so now if I so choose, I can unlock hard mode. I decide not to for now, but I might do later on, just before like level grinding. Like if I do some of the post game stuff, because there is a few bits of post game. It's not big. It's not like Net V2R where there's like an entire chunk of things to do. It's mostly just unlocking more optional dungeons and doing them. Like, it's not as varied. Like, you don't have splunking, you don't have the interactivities, you don't have the quiz show. The quiz show wasn't a thing in this game. The quiz show was added in the third game. You don't have really a post-game full stop. It's just once you beat the game, they kind of expect you to go into New Game Plus, because NEP 1, 2, and I want to say Victory as well, but don't quote me on that, all have exclusive dungeons that are like a level requirement of like level 300, and then there's one of like level 600 before you can go in, and they're entirely because they expect you to do New Game Plus cycles first and then go for them. And it's also why you kind of level up relatively quickly in this game, because on the end of your first playthrough you'll be hovering at a high-ish level, but not anything ridiculous for any JRPG, like anywhere between 60 and 80 probably, depending on your skill level, how much of a challenge you've had, how much you've grinded, yada yada. But that's sort of range like anything else. But when you go into New Game Plus, same with Death End Request, the moment you break level 99, you level up at a extraordinary rate. The moment you break level 99, and it's just how they handle it. Which, speaking of, I mentioned earlier in the year when I did my Madness playthrough of Dragonstar Varnir that the only trophy I was missing now was get level 99. I still haven't done that. It's such a hellish grind in that game to level up past like level 85. It genuinely has so much experience, and there's no real grind spots in the game. There's no quick way of leveling up properly. You just have to be in it for the long run. But speaking of long runs, this video is just about over, so I'm going to wrap it up for now. Next time on Neptunia Reverse, we're going to wrap up this dungeon and defeat the evil for Avenir. But until then, you guys take care now. Peace.